off. Uh, so that was the first draft. Blue red spells. It wasn't. I think I went like 5-3. That was an arena draft, but we're going to be doing MTGO drafts because I sort of prefer it.
Yeah, I definitely prefer it, especially
Um,
for like doing it with multiple people and discussing plays. You don't really have time to do that with a rope.
yeah, the rope is not ideal in a lot of ways, to be quite fair.
So I
Um,
drafted I've done 3 drafts now I think about it. I drafted like a blue black, uh, just basically a rogue theme deck
okay,
that that I 7-1 with. These were all arena drafts because I'm learning the cards.
right.
So 7 wins with rogues, and then I 7-0'd with like a blue green rampy kicker theme deck that felt kind of busted. And then I
Mm-hmm.
haven't finished. I'm sitting at like 4-2 with like a red white landfall aggro deck, which has been by far the worst of the three.
Yeah, so for those of you who remember original Zendikar, I think landfall was like default, sort of the best thing to do. Um, Especially red landfall because it played a GOP'd. Um, there's another landfall creature at common. I don't remember what it is.
In red, I don't remember what the one in red
Yeah,
was, but
but
there
no,
were.
the real issue with Zendikar, original Zendikar, was there's a lot of common landfall creatures. They cost like between 1 to 3 mana. Ooh, Otter Lady resub. Thank you. So 0.5 boosters to be opened. IRL boosters. Well, what was I saying? Red. Yeah. So Burst Lightning, Spire Barrage, and Plated GOP were all commons in Zendikar.
Right.
And that led to a lot of very skewed incentives, in my opinion. Um,
I mean, the deal with Zendikar was like there weren't good blockers basically, so
yep.
it all and but the landfall mechanic, because obviously you don't put lands into play on your opponent's turn while you're blocking very often unless there's some kind of weird circumstance.
Yep.
So all the creatures were basically designed in a way that they were best on your turn because that's when you would play the land and you could attack with it. So yeah, most Zendikar limited decks just sort of ignored each other and like established clocks and turned creatures sideways,
Yeah,
which is fine. But I feel like this format's not like that.
I agree. I think they learned a well. To be fair, there was another Zendikar in between, right?
Right, yeah, which
So
also wasn't really like that.
no,
But it also didn't have landfall as a really prominent like limited mechanic, and
right.
it kind of seemed like this one was going to. So like I
It,
don't think you can prioritize like the red step links, which like step links was actively really good in the original
See,
Zendikar.
you say that, but I remember having very different experiences with that card. So I don't know who is right, and I also don't want to argue about a draft format that's like
That's I mean
13
sure,
years
yeah, yeah.
old.
Well, sure, but like
Yeah,
at the very least there were people who felt that step links was very good, and I'm one of them.
sure,
Uh,
sure.
like that was a play style that you could definitely lean into in the original Zendikar, and I'm not convinced you can in this one.
No, I think what's going to happen is you need. Well, to be fair, the land spell thing I think makes those decks slightly better because you
Mm-hmm.
can just play more lands and not get flooded all the time and still be okay,
Well, sure,
even if your landfall creature gets killed. You know.
right.
Um, what I've noticed is I think the uncommon landfall creatures are actually pretty powerful, and the common ones are kind of like not great. I feel.
Yeah. Well, the more expensive ones are pretty good. That's the difference.
Hmm.
Is that it's not like a 2 drop oriented format like the old one was.
Right.
Like you actually are
Hmm.
excited about like the 3/4 that does damage and the 4/4 for 5 that taps creatures. Like
Hmm.
they're the 4 and 5 drop landfall effects are actually really good. You need and like I don't know. It's not just like an all in aggro archetype, which is kind of a huge departure because the original Zendikar, like you didn't put a 5 drop in your deck unless someone put a gun to your head.
I've
Like
not played with this card yet, but it seems like it's pretty good, right?
it does seem good.
Well, so at the very least, even if it's the only creature, it at least pumps itself.
Right.
Let's see, what are we got?
That's
This,
I think black green in this set is it has the like putting
yeah,
plus one
right.
counters matters mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen a deck like that yet. I'd be willing to explore it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other
I think I'm gonna take it. Um,
Yeah, there's not a lot else that's really exciting. There's
I,
really nothing else that's
I think
exciting.
probably the next best card is actually the Spell Land. Personally,
I agree. Those cards are
they're really good. That's
right.
for however much you think this card is like doesn't have that much text. Just remember the opportunity cost of putting this in your deck is very very low.
Right. It's a lot like taking lands in cube, I
I
think.
agree. Yeah.
Because you're like it's not like a crazy powerful effect, but the fact that it gets to be your like 21st spell or whatever, or I think I have those numbers backwards, but you know what I mean.
Yep. So this is I mean, essentially not. It's essentially a 2/3 flyer in limited.
Basically, yeah. Doesn't seem to have
This
relevant
card's
limited
pretty
stats.
good.
Yep.
This card's also. I think this card's actually decent too,
I mean,
personally.
a 5/5 vigilance is enormous.
So you think on average this is going to cost 5?
Well, not necessarily, but I just meant the size. It's enormous at any cost, but it's probably the pick here. The concern is taking expensive cards early
Yeah.
feels silly unless there's.
Maybe I should just take this.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I actually am going to.
the other consideration for me would be Into the Royal, but
Into the Royal is really good in this. I think Into the Royal is better in this format than it was in its original one,
it
actually.
was real good in the last one too. So
Yeah, but that just points out how good it is again, right?
yeah, I
It's
agree.
kind of insane. Um, so for what it's worth, people, this is Lay of the Land with Kicker. This card's actually legitimate, I think.
But just feeds your landfalls,
Yeah,
which is
exactly. But
pretty important.
also lets you splash, and and it's a Kicker card, so that matters. So this is here. This is here. That's like this is I think replacement level, right?
Very replacement level. I still kind of want to lean into black green if we can. There's not like been a great
I don't think this card's
signal.
great.
I don't agree. Or sorry, I don't either. But I think Subtle Strike might be fine. The
All
best
right,
card in this pack is
is I think it's Geyser
probably
Mage.
yeah, it's probably the Mana War, and then after that's
Mm,
probably Tazim Raptor.
I'm gonna take the Geyser Mage. We have taken 3 different colors worth of
Yeah,
cards,
that's
but it's
fine.
okay. Oh, I'm just gonna slam this. I think. I mean,
Mm, again, I'm kind of wanting to like force an archetype. I might take the green 2-drop here, but like just to go with our rare
hmm.
and just try and like lean into that. But well,
Okay.
whatever. I mean, we don't have to. That was kind of what I wanted to do with the black card last pick too. But so now you're thinking take this red.
Yeah, I feel like red is open basically because of seeing both of these back to back.
I don't know that you can make that claim.
Well, I'm
like
still
we
gonna
don't know
take
how
it.
if people are valuing those cards correctly yet. Okay, so now if we're doing that, I want to take this Tazim Royal Mage.
Yep, checks out.
This
This
card
card's
is
great too. Relevant creature type. Good in kicker deck. Good in spells deck. It kind of it's a good filler card.
Yep. I don't know if like where it'll actually settle on the kind of
Right.
generic pick order versus field research. Right now, I think it's better than field research, but I'm not
I think so.
completely clear of that.
Oh, it's pretty nice.
Sure.
This card's also nice, obviously, but maybe I should just solidify blue.
I mean, that's the direction we're being told to go. So
Right.
I'm definitely for it. I don't know how to feel about Molten Blast.
I think it's very replaceable because
Agree.
3 mana for a shock is so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with just filling up a deck with Mana Wars.
What does this card do?
It's
Is this actually good?
I mean I think so, but it's not like super exciting good, but it would be good in the right deck,
Right, right,
which we've
right.
kind of moved away from. So
I think I'm just
but
gonna take the crippling chill.
sure. I don't think the card's anything exciting. I might take Murasa Brew. That card's super replaceable. We already have a
Well,
bunch of three
so
twos, three,
the,
so
the relevant part of this card, I think, is it's a green warrior. Actually,
right.
take the
Like if
black
you're
2-drop. I don't think we're anywhere close to building that deck for Endo. Oh, I almost
I'm not.
found out,
I'm
but
not sure what deck you're referring to, honestly. But so now
probably Fissure Wizard.
I'd probably take Reclaim the Wastes, but
Aren't
I'm
we
not.
like? I mean, doesn't it seem like we're blue red instead of green?
It could be either. Like our good blue cards all have kicker, so that makes me want to be blue green, if that makes sense.
Okay, and we can also play these to splash. I mean, those cards are just fine to put in your deck. I
Right.
think, regardless.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, why there's so many? Like, it feels like there's so many sort of vanilla creatures.
Because they're none of them are like strictly vanilla because they all have
Yeah,
like party text in the creature type. You know.
I kind of want to take this. Is that crazy?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, because we
Although
already have three
a
wizards.
bunch of wizards, yeah. I think you will likely end up with a million of that card, but
Is this good? Doesn't
I
seem
don't
like it.
think so. I don't think any of these cards are necessarily going to make our deck. But
I'll take Tormenting Voice then.
all right, I might take one of the blue cards for the sideboard instead, but I'm not really sure. I think Tormenting Voice is like worse in this set than it has been in a lot of other sets because you don't want to like pitch a land
All right, sure.
most
I
of the
can
time.
see that. Wow. I mean, this is a playable card.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not insane. Like, especially not insane in blue red, to be fair.
Yep. We're basically at like a
Wait, they put Disenchant in this set?
mhm.
I did not know that until now.
We're kind of at a crossroads where we can go
Okay, I mean, this
nice.
Marasa Brute came back, so we're definitely at a crossroads. Is this card playable, do you think?
Probably.
I can't tell.
I think it's probably good in decks that care about hitting all four, like hitting a full party.
Hmm.
Like if you're like in red white, you're probably struggling to find wizards, or like black white.
I don't think this card is good. Except it
Yeah,
is a land, so
it's fine. Yeah, but I'm not super
yeah.
excited about it. I'm excited about this control magic.
Are you excited?
Yes,
It's so much to cast.
that's fine. We also have a. It's also a spell that we can get back with Tezim Royal Mage.
Oh wow, sub from Azax, almost a Pro Tour champion.
What up?
All right, we'll do it your way. I think if I were one, I would definitely take this and be happy about it. But this card is messed up. It's just like holy shit. Why does this exist?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Eh? Is this the card I think it is?
What card do you think it is? It's not the Scoot Mob, the
Oh,
Landfall Scoot Mob thing.
this Landfall Scoot Mob I've not gotten to play with, but I've seen so
Yeah,
many ridiculous screenshots that I want to play with it.
I mean
Obviously,
it's still a pretty good card. I might
yeah.
take it, but
So this is like closer to Chronomaton than anything
yeah,
else, right? But
yes, which was a
is
very good card. So it's
right. But also it has like weird text that if you try to kill it, it does the thing. So I'm gonna take it.
mhm. There's
Um,
also there's
it works
Rabid
well with
Bite.
this. Works
It
very well
does.
with this. So yeah, this card's obviously great. Like Lava Dart slash a land is like actually a pretty good card, I think.
Yep.
This card's horrendous. Like I think it's just bad. Ooh,
It's not
Royal
much.
Eruption, huh?
I think that's going to be our pick here because there's not a whole lot else for us.
There's literally no blue cards.
Yep.
The next best card's probably Nahiri's Binding.
Which is obviously not for us. So yeah. What do you do?
It's like We Dragonauts.
Okay, that card's pretty good.
I mean, this card's also pretty good, but I don't think you need a lot of these. Like, it does cost 5.
Yeah, we're still at the crossroads where we could be blue green or like
I
blue
could
green
take Into
splashing
the
red.
Royal over Omara Mystic, actually.
I think that's probably reasonable.
All right. But have you played with this card?
I have not. I've had a lot of people play it against me.
I think it's actually pretty good because what you're supposed to do with it is put it on one of these as well. So it's just like, yeah,
That's
I
cute.
think I think it's like it doesn't look that. I mean, Zendikars were pretty good, but I think they were misunderstood, and this one actually is a lot better than other ones for that reason.
I have noticed that the those like dual face lands get picked up by creatures a lot. Like that's a nice
Yep,
interaction that comes up constantly.
it's almost like they designed it that way, right?
Uh-huh. What is Vastwood Surge?
It's explosive vegetation slash if you kick it, also overrun.
That's interesting. Um, I think it might be better than Into the Royal in this
Yeah.
deck because
Okay.
we're gonna we're gonna be sort of rampy, right? And we also are gonna probably splash red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's reasonable. Canopy Bailoff. Hmm. So we're basically still in this. We're still stuck where we don't know if we're.
I
I
don't know.
guess
I
we're.
mean, I guess I honestly taking that explosive vegetation kind of was a commitment, but I probably would not take Canopy Bailoff
What
because
do
I
you
don't think
want to
that
take?
card. I'm leaning towards either the squid or the chill depths thing.
Wow, I don't love either of these cards actually.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of expensive things to do, and I just want to make sure we have like 2 drop bodies that hold the ground.
All right, I'll take the squid then. Actually,
I actually think chill depths might be better,
yeah,
but I'm
never
not.
mind. I changed my mind.
Yeah.
What does this do?
It's,
Is this card good? Doesn't look good.
well, it's going to be really hard for us to cast, so there's that.
Oh, sure.
But I think it might be a decent card. But
Do we have other rogues? I don't think we do.
not really. We mostly have wizards.
So I think I'm supposed to take this then. I could take the
Yeah.
brute. There's a brute in my sideboard too.
Is Living Tempest better than the other flyer?
I don't. So back to the party thing. I think cards that don't have like
But we don't have
creature
anything
type,
that cares about party.
but it's very likely we will. I think is.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the diviner. Mm. This actually does care.
Yeah, but it's like not that exciting of a card. I would probably just take Broken Wings here.
Fair enough. I'm gonna put this over here. Oh, we could do it. Except I don't think that's even that exciting.
This is kind of unexciting. Um, how reliable? The Wind Robber is going to be like pretty unreliable, right?
I mean, isn't it just not a good card? It doesn't look very good to me.
I mean, it cashes in and replaces itself if you can turn it on reliably, but I don't
But
think
that's
we
not even
can.
that exciting, right?
I mean, neither is Grasp, is why I was kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever.
I'm gonna take the grass, but
Yeah,
all right. I sort of think spellcraft or 4-drop fire is the way to go, and the question is which one.
probably mm, probably the
So
removal. Actually,
yeah, so I think I'm gonna play these.
I definitely want to play the Akum Warrior. I'm less sure about the double red one,
Sure.
but they're also pretty much free to play. So
I've been pretty impressed by this card, by the way. It just like hits like a truck, but I mean, obviously we can't cast it unless
yeah, I
play.
agree. It's
Well, actually, how many green cards do we have?
I mean not a ton currently,
We
but
could still backdoor. So
all right. I mean I'm not a, I might have taken the oh that's interesting.
all right.
Let's
Well,
slam
now I'm
that.
gonna slam this. You know,
Yeah. I mean maybe we
and
can just move off green. Maybe that was a
yeah,
trap all along.
I think I want to take this for my. Well, maybe not.
It's interesting.
All right. I don't know which one's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But yeah, let's just abandon green, actually.
I don't think our green cards are that exciting besides the rares. What does this do? I see. It's the world's slowest clone factory, essentially.
It's
But no. The problem is you can only clone while it's on the stack.
yeah.
So I think this card is actually
It's
unless
just
it.
like crazy win more. Like it'd be good to you could like fort kicker effects, which would be cool, I guess. But it's
I'm
still
gonna check the price of it. Is the only thing, but oh man, it's 3.75. Can I resist it? Is this pack even good for me?
I kind of want to take the pack beast here. Now that we're off, now that we're not doing blue green rampy things, I think we're more likely to care about the party.
Am I allowed to take 3 tickets?
You do you, man. I don't know what to
All
tell
right.
you.
This is going here. I'm
Okay.
ashamed. Ooh, this is, I think, a real card.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It
Even if
is.
it didn't have the bottom text, it would be a good card.
No, I agree, but it has a lot of text and most
So
of it
yeah,
is decent, right?
yeah. No, it's clearly good.
Right. Okay. Just making sure. Yep. I wonder if this card's actually good.
I think it was pretty good in the blue black deck I drafted earlier.
Okay.
But
Nice.
it's kind of it's like it has to have specific home to actually be good. I don't think you can just put it in a deck. What's the plunder? Oh, plunder's like
I think it's actually decent.
it's a draw spell, which
Yeah.
we probably want
And
some at
also,
least one of.
it's sometimes better. Like sometimes it's just like pick your best three of top five, which is a pretty powerful effect.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean this is the pick here for sure.
Ooh. I think I'm gonna just take the lava dart
That's fair.
and maybe table that. Like the other one went pretty late, right?
We already have a lot of expensive cards, so
I wonder if I'm supposed to take another 5-drop removal spell or take the 1/3.
how many warriors do we have? We have that guy, which is like is not all that not even that exciting.
This is a warrior.
Right, but like I'm mostly concerned for purposes of making him cheaper. Like once we have him, I think the removal is
Yeah.
probably the safe
This
bet
card's
there.
just really good in my
Yeah,
experience. Remember Searing Barrage from Throne?
I do.
This
One
feels like
is
it, except it's easier to enable.
I think it's a little it doesn't reliably do much damage.
I think I'm going to take a... Well, do I want a third cleric? Or do I want this?
That card doesn't have text in our deck really, other than it's just a goblin arsonist.
Yeah, that might be
Um,
good. I don't know.
how do we? Those are our only clerics, right? So those two. I actually do think Cleric of Shield Ups is pretty good
Okay.
in the decks that are like more late game oriented, which we will probably end up being. I kind of love that card, Zulaport Duelist.
Really?
Yeah,
It reads
it,
really not very good to me, but...
I mean, it's basically Fairy Duelist, but it costs one.
You
And
know
like,
Fairy Duelist was a 2-mana 1/2 flyer, right?
yeah, but it also killed something every time it came into play, and this does too most of the time. Also, we don't have any rogues, so take it.
Just for you.
I'm telling you, that card
Ooh.
is super great. This card's also really good.
I agree. This card, I think it's going to kill a lot of people, and they're going to be sad about it.
Yep.
The Duelist is trash, says Pummel. See, that's what I was saying, Shrout.
It just like walks. It's a one mana trick that kills something. It's basically a combat trick, and it has a creature type that's relevant. I wanted to first pick that thing, so I would probably take the pack beast now.
I really can't believe you wanted to first pick this.
It was not a good pack the first time, so I don't know what to tell you. It's still not a good pack, but
How good do you think this card is?
I think it cost $1 million. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's fine, but
it's
it's
fine.
like I would take Flying Tempest over it rather than pretending
Right.
we're going to splash that, because I think Flying Tempest is actively pretty good,
Mm,
or
maybe.
Living Tempest rather.
Yeah, we already have 2 Chilling. Like, this is like Chilling Trap, except... Alright, whatever. I'm going to put this over here for now. Would I need another Cascade Seer? Probably not, ever, right? This is also getting cut from our deck. This is like, that card has no text in our deck.
Right. I mean, no, we probably won't play that Cascades here, but we probably aren't boarding any of these other cards either. That's a nice pickup.
Yeah, this card's like basically always playable, I think. Um, Yeah, whatever. You know what? I'm gonna take the land to send a message.
Respect. It's like Chilling Trap that doesn't draw you a card. That is fair. I have not actually played a wizard heavy deck yet. And my experiences with the duelist are in blue black, where it having like it being a body that turns on your rogue synergies is relevant. I haven't actually played with Chilling Trap yet, so maybe in blue red you're less incentivized to play the card.
So we only have red flip plans, right?
Yep.
Uh, so that's 25. So we need to cut like 2 to 3. I really want to cut this Living Tempest. I do not think it should be in our deck.
What are you trying to play instead?
We need to cut cards.
I guess we have a lot of expensive
This
cards.
is only 15 lands right now, essentially, and 3 of them are tapped, which is fine. I mean, that's
so
playable.
We need to cut like 3 spells that aren't
Yeah.
those 3 on the right.
I'm gonna cut Living Tempest.
All right. I don't love the Glacial Grasps either, since we don't have anything that cares about. Like we're not the mill 8. None of our effects hinge on that, so we're not getting any value out of that. So it's just
this. Anything else? I don't think so, right? I could also cut Cascades here. It's really not very good in our deck. I mean, I guess it's fine.
It's pretty good.
It's gonna be like Scry 2 by turn 4.
Often, yeah.
I kind of wonder if we should be like this then. All right,
Domination cares about mill 8, but like at that stage in the game, it doesn't really matter all that much.
16 basics. We're not going to play 16 basics. We're going to play like 13 to 14 basics.
I expect to play 15. I was thinking this was going to be an 18 land deck, 3 of which were the spells.
Oh, sure.
Is that how you were envisioning this?
I don't know. I was still deciding.
Okay.
I think I want to play both of these Chilling Traps. They actually look pretty good to me in this deck.
We have a lot of wizards, so yeah, it's probably great.
Like, just imagine this plus this.
Right.
It's like kind of insane. Or even like this plus this. Yeah, if you draw a card off trap, it's probably great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wizards?
Yep.
What was Chilling Trap in Lorwyn?
It was like Stream of Unconsciousness or something like that, wasn't it? What was it called?
That
was a mill effect, but yeah, I remember there being one it was in Morningtide, not Lorwyn. But
yeah, that's why I did think it was Morningtide, but
yeah, we knew what he meant.
We did. I just Stream of Unconsciousness. Is there really Stream of Consciousness and Stream of Unconsciousness as magic cards? I guess that makes sense.
Sure.
They do completely different things. One of them shuffles 4 cards back into your deck. The other one -4/-0s and draws a card if you control a Merfolk, I think, right? Or is it a wizard? Oh, it's a wizard. Yeah, it's literally the same card.
Yep. Except it doesn't have tribal wizard on
it. Fair enough. Yeah.
So they couldn't just reprint it as is.
Right. They probably wanted to be fair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were actually close to bringing that mechanic back for this set. But
I don't think they have any interest in bringing that mechanic back. But my cuts would be the other Glacial Grasp and one of the Cleric of Chill Depths. That's what I want to do.
So this is 15 plus 3, but I mean, then it's nice if we don't have to use those as lands.
Yeah, there's a case for playing a 19th land if you have 3 of them that are spells.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to because I expect to play this one a lot, actually.
Sure.
And I only think we're going to cast a threaten when it kills our opponent.
Agree.
Which is fine. That's like kind of nice to have in a limited deck, you know?
Right.
All right. So what's the best way of sorting this? I guess like this. It looks so goofy.
Yeah.
But it's the correct way, I think. All right. So this is the first MTGO draft I've done of this format. I don't know. The deck seems fine. It doesn't seem like insane, but it seems absolutely fine, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a reasonable deck.
I think we waffled a little bit too much on green, but I'm not sure how much it actually cost us. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't cost us much, and I don't expect it's going to cost you much all that often in this format. This format, it seems like really dense with playables. So I think some waffling is probably safe in this format. At least it feels that way to me. Yeah, I agree. We don't have a ton of wizard payoffs, so it's basically just the chilling traps, which is enough, I guess. Because most of our wizards are decent on their own.
Oh, welcome to the stream, Humbles Mumbles. You can be a VIP. That means very important drafter. Padrafter. There's a P in front of it. It's like silent. It's like Fjord.
He's a very important Pumbles. Yeah.
Oh yeah. How can I forget?
We're
Very
on the same
important.
page. Perfectly.
I guess this is a keep.
Yeah.
Kind of hope I actually draw Cleric on turn 2.
How many blue sources are we playing?
It's 9. It's basically 9/9.
Okay. We might have wanted to skew it a little.
FYI, my wife just walked in the room and immediately now it's be nice to Jarvis. Love to see it.
Well, smart.
Pumble's wife knows what's up.
As a counterpoint, I'll go ahead and say you should feel no particular obligation to be nice to Jarvis.
What the hell, Shrout? Why are you here?
See, when you're not nice to Jarvis, he does that, and it's funny. So.
Fair enough. I forgot that people do enjoy that reaction.
Yep.
I'm gonna bluff Lava Dart.
I do think we actually should be 10-8. Should have a 10th blue source probably, but I'm not completely sure of that.
Are you ready for 3-2 for 3? Because I am.
Slam it. I'm ready for 3-2 for 3, and then I'm ready to attack it into their creature and then chilling trap them next turn.
I was scared that we were about to get censored, essentially.
Could have been the whatever.
Anti-cognition?
Yeah, could have been anti-cognition too.
No!
We had a plan, and it all fell apart.
It all fell apart when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yep. Now we're not doing a damn thing.
I guess I have to say go.
Mm-hmm.
Should I just attack and see if they block?
I would not have done that. Because I think if they kick a spell and attack, I would like to block and chilling trap to save 5 damage, but...
It's always nice to know which one it actually is. I guess I play this and attack with it.
Checks out.
5 damage is a lot of damage.
I think it's basically charging Monster Sword. It's actually, it's not charging Monster Sword in a lot of ways.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I think I offer this trade.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah. If I don't, I think they're ahead in the race. Alright, now what do I do?
Now you probably just kill their 5/4 and crash.
Yeah, fair. The party UI really takes Excel vibe up a notch. Fair enough.
I didn't notice the click downs. What are those?
Oh,
nice.
Okay, yeah, that is nice, actually.
Medium and happy about that trade. I was thinking that. Didn't we needed to hit a land to do that, right?
Yes. Well, no. The thing is, it's kind of unsafe, right? Oh. Well, this is gonna be nice.
Yeah, this will work out. Also, because we had Fissure Wizard, we were going to be able to turn the thing back on anyway.
Oh, should I play? I should have played this first.
Yes, you absolutely should have.
Shit.
God damn it, John.
Okay. Whoops. Yeah, that was not good. But we
Whatever.
still do this, obviously.
Yeah. Well, make sure you follow up with a post-combat Fissure Wizard for maximum shame.
Actually, I question if I should even play it now.
Well, we don't. Yeah, like we actually like both of our spells, so maybe we don't. Maybe we just sit on it.
Well, I mean, you don't have to rummage, right?
Sure, but it does. But like, it's not doing anything.
But my actual point is, what does the 2/1 do on this board, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, no, I should have played it first. Well, those sort of broadcasts the thing, right?
Yeah, maybe. I guess that's a good point.
Well, not really. I still think it was a mistake, but that's okay.
I might steal the. Oh, we've moved to
No.
combat again. Cool.
No. I thought about it. I just don't think I don't.
Yeah, but now, yeah, but we also don't have a wizard in play. Oh wait, we don't. We used the spell, so it doesn't matter. I was thinking we still had it. All right.
So they trade, which is
I guess
fine.
I guess it's a good thing we didn't try and steal it.
I wonder if this card is actually playable. I guess it is. Oh, sorry, this is not a trade, obviously, but I'm gonna play this now.
Spell shield? Yeah, it's obviously playable. I mean, it's. I don't think it's like super exciting, but it's a.
Yeah. Probably ship this one.
I think so. Yes. Because we're loaded up on things to do for the next several turns, and we wouldn't mind drawing lands either.
Yep.
So now I want to steal their thing just so it's in the graveyard. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
That's true as well. Being a spell that you can kick for only 2 mana is actually a pretty big game.
Yikes. All right.
It's a lot of damage.
It is. Probably going to play this as a land, actually. This checks out, right?
I think it's right to steal that thing, yeah.
This is kind of scary, actually, but as long as we don't get killed immediately, I think we're fine. Ah, we were killed.
Yep.
Sylvie. This card's going to end a lot of games.
It is a lava axe. That is what lava axes do.
This would have been good in these games. Did we see... Let's see. I wonder if we actually even change anything.
I mean, I don't feel like we should. Oh, I think we may want an extra island.
You think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I guess there are
7,
two
8,
double
9.
red cards. Maybe that's a thing, but
Well,
yeah, I'm not counting that one. But we have 2 others that are actually pretty good cards. So maybe we just leave it.
yeah, I'm gonna just leave it. But
I feel like when you have this mind control in your deck, you probably want a 10th island to bet.
I don't know. It's like a late card. It's a late game card.
If you're not going to play your wizards, what wizards
Shit.
are we not?
No, he was
for not casting.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I knew what Ben was talking about because Ben wanted to shame me.
Can we talk about how if we just had a random 1/1 in play, we would have won that game?
You don't know that.
I feel like I do.
Didn't their Living Tempest have flying?
Yeah, but their 5/5 didn't.
All right, they have fling in their deck too. So our lands are sort of valuable, so I think I should just play this turn.
Agree.
And next turn we can reevaluate where we're
Yeah,
at.
Fisher Wizard is kind of unexciting for the same reason that Tormenting Voice is not exciting. You actually want all your lands in this format, so
Oh.
happens.
I think I'm going to just Fissure Wizard discarding one of these.
That's
Personal.
fine.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Classic. I'm so unlucky. Drawing
I mean,
land so
we're
unlucky.
gonna want to make a lot of land drops, so that's fine.
The first game was pretty close. Played out our wizard trick. Now our opponent knows we don't have to wizard trick. We played out 2 wizards.
The flavor on Pack Beast hurts my head. Is there just like a wizard in like a backpack? Is that the deal? Just a tiny wizard?
I don't know what's going on here.
Or is it like a Trojan horse kind of a deal?
I really don't know, you know? I wish I could tell you. I'm going to take this damage.
Respect.
I mean, it seems really bad to block, right?
Mm-hmm.
No! What the hell? Everything sucks.
I don't understand what you're upset about.
Don't worry about it. I'm just... Wait. Oh, wizard. Yep, that works out. I think I should... Do I actually want either of these?
I don't know is the thing. I kind of feel like...
I think the cleric sucks. I can chip that one for sure.
Yeah. The Amara Mystic is probably fine. So, I mean, I think we're going to play our draw 5 next turn, probably. And then there's a good chance the Amara Mystic actually ends up being like a reasonable play to make somewhere after that. But
right.
So I would probably keep it.
But I kind of wish I had both Cascade Seers on this board, but, you know. It's hard to predict the future, you know what they say? Two-one bodies are so bad in this format. Yeah, there's a lot of things that punish 2-1 bodies. Like this one. Alright, I'm just going to take this trade straight up. Because I think taking 4 is not great. Oh, divination.
Ours is better.
Okay, let's see. What do I want to do here?
Those are good. Shit.
Yeah, kind of wish I could take more. He's... So I think
I want to take the not Geyser Mages.
Really?
I think.
I was thinking Geyser Mage, Royal Eruption, Geyser Mage personally, but I mean we do have the 6th land.
Oh, we do, so we don't need to take the land then. That's fair.
I think taking the land is actually pretty bad because we have this, and if there's just another land underneath this, it's really bad to take the land as well.
I kind of thought we were going to need 6 mana next turn, but maybe not. Maybe it's safe.
Well, no. Can't we just play a Mystic and Royal Eruption? Like, that's
True.
pretty good, right?
Yep. You were right. So...
But Ben also suggests maybe 3-2 Volcanic Hammer.
There's no world in which I'm not taking the Royal Mage.
No.
I definitely want to take the Zim Royal Mage. So
okay.
Yeah, I would take... I like Ben's split. I was thinking we needed the land, but it actually makes sense to do it this way instead.
And like we can play that as a tap land and just curve these two things, right? Which is like a perfect turn.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna just trade off my shit. You agree with this, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So now I guess it just volcanic hammer that. Play this as a tap land, right?
Yep.
And play my other thing as well.
I think is Mystic Eruption better than just playing our 4/5?
I can't play the 4/5. It costs 6.
Oh, I thought the card cost 5. The card's not as
No.
good as I thought it was. All right,
Oh,
cool.
it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good, yes, but it's just
I
not as good as
mean,
I thought it was.
so the answer is we can't make the play you wanted to make because
Correct.
literally it was impossible.
Yes, so let's
So
make
get fucked.
the only play we can make.
Oh man, we can anarchist very, very slowly twice.
Yep.
Just
Our opponent,
it's not nothing.
Our opponent has 6 cards in hand, so it's unlikely they're gonna let us just do that unmolested. But whatever.
Look, you never know. Jeez, I have a lot of options here.
You do.
I don't particularly want to trade this for that. I don't think that's good. So I think I'm just gonna play the 4/5.
I don't think it would be terrible to Geyser Mage the other wizard and then offer that trade, but
Oh, that's reasonable. Although this like pays back some amount of mana. Oh yeah, also potentially killing that 1/3 might have been a mistake.
Geyser Mage the flyer. That also makes sense.
All right, I think I'm actually going to do that.
Yeah, that saves more mana. Yeah.
Well, so the other thing is, I'm trying to think about games we lose, and I think we actually lose. We might lose a game where we bounce. We play our 4/5, then they like curve 2 Geyser Mages or something like that, right?
Right.
Am I supposed to trade here?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so as well. I don't think a ground creature is going to be relevant. Well, specifically not this one, because I think it gets colded by so many things, right?
I mean, they've shown us.
Like that.
Right. They've shown us the like volcanic hammer, lava axe. They've shown us the active treason lands. So I'm inclined to simplify boards and not take damage when I can.
How do I want to do this? Do I just cast this and attack for 6?
I think that's fine.
So we're heading the race except versus another volcanic hammer, but we'll have a volcanic hammer back soon. Huh. I'm not sure. Let's see. I mean, it feels like that's correct, but I'm not.
I like it.
Yeah.
I might not attack with the Mara Mystic.
That's also reasonable, actually, because we're trading 1 for 2.
Right.
I was thinking that dealing them 6 is relevant, but it might not be, actually. There's the Geyser Mage.
Sure. Which is not a disaster, really. I mean, it's
kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. So what do I do now?
if we
I can play both of these out, and that's sort of tempting. Like, or do you think I'm supposed to sit on this?
It's gonna be like
Or maybe I should
kind of
just get
hard
the
to.
master on the board, actually. Yeah, maybe that's better.
I was kind of thinking, yeah, like play master.
And see what we
Um,
draw.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
good to
Um,
start.
is it crazy to just discard this now?
No, that's kind of what I was leaning on doing, unless you think we'll need the land drop, but I don't think we should. Or yeah, yes, I think we. I would pitch Akum Warrior here.
I
I
could
think
just main phase into the royal in this and get in for 5.
you can. Isn't main phase well? Yeah, I think that's probably
Like it's spewing a little bit, obviously, right?
yeah, but it's fine. I mean, we're more about forcing damage. They don't currently have a flyer in play, so
Yeah,
they're gonna have to deal with both of our flyers in order to prevent us from putting them in lava axe range. So
yeah, and also if I draw a land, it actually kills our opponent. So this is definitely correct then.
right,
That's what I was considering first. I didn't actually do the math, and I should have 5 + 4 because it's wait 3. Wait, do I even need a land to kill them?
well, not on board necessarily, but if they interact with you at all, like yeah, you can just play Royal Mage and Chilling Trap, and that would be enough in the air. But
Well, even just one spell's enough, right? Because it's 3 + 4.
yeah, that's true. He has their opponent has a 3/2 flyer in hand, so
So we know they have 05. They played a land. Probably supposed to just take this, right?
yeah.
Although, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the reason to block is if I draw a land, then this plus this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would need 9, 6, 7, 8. No, if I block, they don't get to force through the damage. Then this plus this is lethal, right? No, it's
I,
not. No.
I don't understand what world you're living in over there.
Well,
Just,
you
I would
cast
just not
this.
block and not expose our flyer to shenanigans.
All right. I think it's actually close.
I think the shenanigans where we cost ourselves the game by losing a flyer to something are much more likely than the shenanigans where we cost ourselves the game by just dying because we took an extra 3 damage.
Hmm. So I can rebuy into the royal, bounce one of these. What happens? This will be 4 power. This will be 7 power. No, it'll be 5 power. So
I think we can Shatter Skull Minotaur and Chilling Trap here. That way we still have Royal Mage to like
right.
get back Lava Axe if we need it, or get back. I guess it'd be Volcanic Hammer, but
So if I attack with this one in order to force a trade, I would have to switch it, and I don't want to do that. So I should only attack with these two, I think.
no, you switch it and then Chilling Trap.
Oh, sure. Okay. Then that does make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I chilling trap this one, I think.
I think so. Yes.
I mean, it gives them 2 cards, but I think that's fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure either. The problem is those are always going to cantrip, right? Because they have so many wizards.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like tank about ways to maybe kill them this turn or something like that,
Well, it was
but
never lethal, right? Because they had
I don't think so. So that's
because we
why
can only remove 1 blocker. Like the most we could deal with them is like uh one. So if I played Royal Mage returning into the Royal, it would be +4, so I could deal them 5. But 5 is not 7, right? 5 not being 7 means I think it's wrong to make that play. Whereas I think we have a very good shot of just like outright killing them this upcoming turn, right?
played it slower, not lost your Mystic.
So what does this mean? They have the O5 we know about. Do they have anything else?
And I believe they're dead. We just
How?
get back Volcanic Hammer and hammer them.
Oh, good point.
And this was the big reason I wanted to avoid using the Royal Mage on anything that wasn't damage to the face, because I thought that damage to the face is likely going to be the thing that wins us the game.
All right, game 3. There have been a lot of decisions and things happening on both sides. All right, I might actually believe you about this now. Um,
How do
I
we
actually
feel about adding a 19 land to this deck?
I don't really think I need to, especially in the draw. But
Okay.
um, damn, I want to cut some of these 2/1s. Essentially, that's what I'm actually thinking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I want to cut a 2/1 for
I mean, what would you play instead?
I don't know, like a 1/3 on the draw, right? Maybe that's crazy. Maybe this like 1/3 is better than like this 2/1 on the draw.
It probably is. Do we care about what we have?
Ben
Have
wants me to add
the
like
legend for the beams. See, we could double Royal Mage. We could double Geyser Mage. It'd be great.
that costs 8 mana plus you have to sink 4 into the engine beforehand.
I mean, it's not like we're under pressure, Jarvis.
We are under pressure.
That was the joke. Thank you.
I don't. You know me and your jokes.
All right. Maybe a grasp is better than one of the other. I mean, well, I let's keep Fisher Wizard actually.
I don't think I should
Fisher
cut this card, but I also don't think I should cut this card, which means now we're down to 2/1s that actually do something, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the 2/1 body is just like it doesn't seem like it's trading off, and turning on party is like kind of nice in this deck, but I don't think it's that big a deal.
Fisher Wizard is bad. Okay.
I mean, it's not great, but I want to have it to in case we aren't drawing a lot of lands. Basically, I want to be able to pitch a spell and never land drops because I think this deck needs to hit its 6th land drop pretty consistently. Which again is why I would maybe just cut it and play a 19th land, like I've been saying, but you do you, man.
I will do me, and you know I'll do me. You're just along for the ride.
Yep.
Shrout is my co-pilot.
I'm just here for the trolls.
Well, I really hope my opponent plays the next one. So, real question is, I guess if I really don't draw anything else, I have to play this out, right? It's like kind of, well,
You don't have to. I probably wouldn't because it's not doing anything now. I guess actually I take that back. I might play it now.
because you can Royal Eruption it next turn after you attack.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good chance that this Riptide thing just starts hitting us for 5 a lot. But also, I just really want to have a wizard in play.
You're a wizard, Shrouto.
Always have been.
Okay. So I guess now I attack and just like offer it up.
Yep. I probably would have not played a land yet, and then this the Spikefield Hazard is like not. I don't think we haven't seen any good targets for it. Right?
Yeah, but you never know. I mean,
like it's
there's
just a land, right?
Yeah, it is. Damn it. Sylvie.
No, we have it into the Royal and another Geyser Mage. So
All right, I think I'm gonna play this out as a land this turn.
so that we can hit our 6-lander up. Yep.
Yeah. It can also go face. Don't forget that. You know, you fucking fork bolted me to the face before.
That did happen. I like to do some damage to the face sometimes.
Yeah, it's not irrelevant. Like if they're at 1, this is the perfect draw. Can you deny that?
Are we in a chilling trap here?
I wasn't planning on it. Now I think I'm going to.
Yeah. All right. No, it got a lot easier now.
Just to confirm, I'm going to block that and then chilling trap it, right?
Yes. Right. Yeah, I basically meant if they play a warrior and attack for 4, are we gonna?
So you think I'm supposed to unsummon my other Geyser Mage? Probably, right?
I think so. Yes. Let's think about that.
Well, I'm definitely casting this. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I guess we actually don't need to unsummon their thing because we can.
I can just block.
Yeah.
The question is, do I get in for 1 now?
I probably would. I think we can just cash in. Like we can just trade the other one.
And if they remove this, it's not even that big of a deal because, like, right?
Right.
We ended up needing this as a land on turn 7 or turn 6, right? It was our turn 6.
Yeah.
But it managed not to hurt us. That it came into play tapped, right?
Yeah, it worked out.
Interesting. Now what?
Um,
I'm kind of thinking play.
What I want to do here is play Fisher Wizard, pitch Cleric of Chill Depths.
Actually, that makes more sense. Yeah, I want a wizard for this, anyways, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and if we hit a land, then I want to spellcraft the 5/4. But if we don't hit a land, then we can just play a wizard.
They're down to 2 cards at least.
I like 3/3 over 3/2 here. I was kind of considering whether I wanted that or not, and then Jarvis just played a card.
Is there any reason to not block at least like that?
I also want to chump block.
Okay. I could see that actually.
It's gonna give us one less scry. But I think that's fine. And this way we have some flexibility so we don't have to spellcraft the thing this turn.
Yikes, they got back research. I guess I play Cascade Seer, huh?
You could also just spellcraft the thing now. Nah, yeah, let's just play the Cascades here. That's actually just, there's no reason not to.
Damn, these games are grindy as hell. I've not had the this has not been my experience with this format to grind like this.
It definitely has been my experience with this format.
Oh, interesting. Maybe my N is just too small.
Yeah.
So I think
I just want to kill the thing.
Yeah. And if they have it, they have it.
What is it that they could have? Oh,
the spell shield, right?
Yeah, I mean that'd be really good. Tilt.
I don't think I want to trade damage now. Kind of wondering if we thought they had that, maybe it's just better to play the kicked Geyser Mage, right?
I mean, did we think we had that? I mean, I guess that's on the radar, but
it was on my radar, and I wasn't sure.
I hadn't really been tracking if they'd been leaving mana open or anything like that.
All right, well, I want to bounce this one instead.
That works out really well.
Obviously, attacking is wrong here now.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is actually a playable card.
Sure.
Really? You said sure so fast.
I feel like you and I have different definitions of the word playable.
That sucks.
Like it seems obvious to me that it's playable. I think you use the word playable to mean good.
Okay, that's reasonable. I think I'm just going to block here and go for the Chilling Trap because I think I'm sort of forced to now. Okay. All right.
And they have another 5/4 in their hand. It's not going well for us. Or 4/5 rather. That's a good one.
So I just ditch this take 5 and hope for the best.
Yep.
Yeah. Do not believe blocking is good. I think that is cowardly.
What all do they have that kills us here?
They've already played Royal Eruption. I think their last card's probably land.
All right. I mean, there's the Threaten we've seen.
What? They didn't even attack?
Whoa, we got in their head something fierce. All right.
Oh, they're afraid of... Wait, Chilling Trap's not even that bad for them, right?
I mean, it would kill their thing.
It would be a trade.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what they're afraid of, but...
I'm going to just... Huh.
Can we do both of those things?
6, 7, 8, 9.
So it costs 6 mana to steal one of their things. So no, we have to just steal their thing.
I think I'm going to steal this one, right?
That makes sense, because it has higher toughness. So
if they have another spell shield, it's not great for me, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if they have another spell shield, they would attack the last turn every time, right?
Yes.
So I think I'm going to just switch this, attack for 4.
If they have literal anything, they would have attacked there.
Yeah.
So.
So I think it's pretty safe to say their last card's a land, right?
Yep. So I'm not trying to play scared here for sure. I can't believe they didn't push that damage there.
I attack so I mean I think chilling the reality is chilling trap is not even that bad for them, right?
I mean, any spell like trades there, which
yeah,
is
it's just a trade.
Song
Mad off the top. I hope not.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing they could do, but are we dead to that? I don't think we're dead to that.
No, but it's not good.
True, but
I think I just cast this first.
yeah, I mean we can play both cards, so we may as well do it in this order.
Into the Royal is good. So into the Royal, land Royal Mage, right?
Yep.
How much does this cost?
4 currently.
So I can't leave up Into the Royal as well.
I mean, I don't think we're obviously not attacking with 2 creatures here, so I think we just attack with the flyer, and then
I don't want to play this. I think I just want to leave up Into the Royal.
Right, yeah.
The question is, do I play Royal Mage? Oh, I should have taken the island. That was actually pretty awful. Wait, no, I can't leave up. Never mind.
I would not play. I would just. I'm kind of debating playing Minotaur here. Like I'm not sure what sitting on Into the Royal does for you. Because if you take damage from anything, you have to bounce something, right? If you take damage from anything, you just go to.
Okay, sure, that makes sense actually. We can bluff Chilling Trap still. Yeah, that is the one thing. Sitting on Into the Royal does like make them attack me. Did they just draw a second Royal Eruption? Come on. God damn it.
All right. Got us.
We're about to
I think we could probably kill them on our turn,
yes.
even if they don't attack there, right? Like we can Into the Royal, rebuy Into the Royal, and then cast it again. I think.
Yeah, that's disappointing, obviously.
Yeah, that's rough.
Because we knew they're one card, so they obviously just top decked it. But you know, probably could have played that game differently though. Although we traded as much as we could, right?
I feel all right with the way we played that game.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you die.
I don't remember anything that I remember feeling like we could have done differently. Or like, I don't know. I'd have to look back over it, but.
Oh shit! Remind me after the next match. I do have to open a pack, a paper pack. Opponent's name is Jimmy Mulligan. Yeah, maybe that was the mistake. We should have tried to kill the 5/4 more aggressively. Because we took a lot of damage from it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have 2 of the boosters you listed, so
I feel weirdly satisfied that I'm so far out of the loop that I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, you have no idea how good it feels to have no clue what is going on in that statement.
I'm not rich. You're rich. Okay, you got me.
That makes a lot of sense. We take one extra damage there, and then we have a window to use the spellcraft. Because we didn't use that turn well, I think. The turn when you're saying we should have spellcrafted. I don't remember what we did, but I feel like it was kind of sloppy.
Should I just play Fissure Wizard first and see what happens?
Are you? I mean, are you trying to pitch this land? Because I
I'm
don't want
trying.
to.
I want to discard this actually, but is that? Hmm.
Let's just not pitch anything. Let's just attack for one and play our Fissure Wizard. Now that makes a lot of sense, Fumbles. Because it like that was like a good target for spellcraft, and we had like mana to use spellcraft that turn, so it just fit really well. I don't remember what we actually did on that turn though.
Joke's on them. I didn't want to draw those yet. So, are there any like actual big creatures at in the rogue archetype? Oh, well, I guess that's a wizard. But I
I
feel
mean,
like all of
there
the
are several 4-drops that are pretty chunky.
okay.
There's a 3/4, and there's a 4/3 warrior that's vanilla, and then there's like a 3/4 that like becomes a 4/4 of menace if you've
Oh
milled them
my
8
gosh, my opponent topped. How do you feel about spellcrafting and just getting in?
for 3 whole damage. I guess the spellcraft that's what you were asking, right? Is like, are
Yeah.
there going to be better targets for spellcraft later? I think that's a good enough target that I'm fine doing it.
Yo, what's up, Scrib Jones? We're playing some Boomer MTGO. That's how I would put this. The other thing is, I want to use Showing Trap to try to like induce a trade somewhere, right?
I mean, it'll be hard to do that with this flyer when we only have like one flyer in our deck, but next we have the gold thing and the
Right.
3/2. I don't know if we have a third flyer or not, but
Well, that's a good target for Into the Royal, at least.
yeah, that's pretty solid. The argument for holding on to spellcraft is if there's like a one of the
The,
uncommon payoffs, like if they play the Rogue Lord or something like that.
these are not looking terribly good so far.
There's also a flash 4/4 for 4. It's a rare,
Yeah,
but
I saw that one. It also has like fake ninjutsu.
yeah,
I don't know if it's fast or not. I think it's different
it is quite different. Why are we doing this now?
because if I draw wind, I can replay it, right?
Okay, that's good enough reason, I guess.
I mean, Mize, right?
I guess. What if we just didn't replay it though? No, let's replay it. This makes sense.
Went back to the tape.
3/2 our bubble 3/2. Okay. Did we need to draw a land to do that though? I mean, 3/2ing our bubble 3/2 is something that I was like wanting to do at some point in that game, but we probably didn't need to do it then. Also, if we have if their 4/3 guy is tapped down for a turn off of chill dubs, then that gives us a window to like not care about it for a turn and then put a 3/2 into play the next turn. So yeah, we probably should have made your play.
So the turn we returned our 3-2, we should have just killed their thing and chilling trapped.
We should have when we what we did the turn when they attacked with the 5/4 and the 4/3 was we chilling trapped their 5/4 and blocked it and tapped it down. And Pumbles is saying we should have done that to the 4/3 instead, and so we take an extra 1 damage because we let a 5/4 through instead of a 4/3.
Okay.
But then, like, the reason to do that is we had spellcraft in hand, and the 5/4 is a juicy target for it that we
Speaking of
use.
spellcraft, I'm saving. I'm not using it on this. I don't think
I don't.
that's a good use.
Okay.
Now the question is, do I just play this, bouncing that?
We have 7 in the graveyard,
Yeah.
so that's likely to be turned on soon anyway. I don't. I mean, they're gonna. It has flash, so they're just gonna replay it, so it actually does nothing. I honestly might spellcraft it. I don't hate that. Like,
Then I should have done that last turn at their end step.
sure. Yeah, I kind of just want to spellcraft it.
What if I
I
just
think
played 3/2 out?
you can do that as well, but like,
Like
I,
my
like I just
concern.
I don't think we care about anything that doesn't fly, so we may as well kill the flyer. Is my logic here.
But this is not going to kill this before we kill them with our creatures, right?
Okay.
My point is, I want to conserve this for something scarier. I don't think this is a game where them dealing us like 6 more damage with this actually matters.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just playing 3/2 is reasonable as well.
The downside to this is if it gets like counterspelled, right? But I don't. What are the counters in the format that would even do that?
There's not one. The anti
Yeah,
climb
it's
whatever.
not turned
Yeah,
on yet.
right. Anti-cognition's not on, so that
That's
is
fine.
also not on. So that's cool.
If I really care, I can chilling trap it.
I probably would, honestly. Just to draw a card. And
All right, fair enough. I guess saving healing self plus drawing card is good enough.
right.
Plus, it's like almost impossible for. Wait, no, this is the 8th card. I don't know if that actually matters.
I don't think it does.
Right. I think their last 2 cards are actually lands based on how this game's played out. They could have like a second Glacial Grasp. But I don't think they have it. What is this? Oh. That is something that they could have been holding on to the entire time.
Yep. Other flash blockers, yeah. Well, there aren't that many flash cards, are there? I mean, there's this guy, and then there's the 4/4 that's a rare, I think.
I think there's a few actually, but I can't name all of them.
Well, and then there's the 3/3, the flyer.
Oh yeah, Living Tempest.
Yeah. Apparently, that guy also has flash.
Oh. Actually, don't I just kill this now and just take 5 from that?
That's probably what I would do. Yes.
I could chilling trap this first to see what I draw. Actually,
I don't know if are we going to need that chilling trap later.
why would we? Isn't it basically the same every time?
Yeah. All right. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize that spellcraft was an instant card. Is a lot better than I thought it was.
So the reason I did that was if I drew basically the missing creature type, which is basically Pack Beast in our deck or a Warrior, then that would be lethal. That's a pretty good draw, though.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's trolling me. He says I should have let the mill trigger resolve first.
That is true.
Shut
Tighten
up.
Tighten the fuck up, Jarvis.
Shut up before I do something to you. I don't know what.
Oh no, not something.
Oh no, not something.
Anything but something.
Anything but that thing. That's something. Yep.
I like how the the punt count There have been multiple punts, I'm pretty sure, that we haven't registered.
Oh
But
shit. This is a good reason to hold on to showing trap actually.
yeah, it's kind of a tilt. Do we have lethal through it? I think we might.
Mm,
Like if we just turn everything sideways, they
wait,
block.
they block here. No, they have to block these two, and
It's
then
not. Yeah, it's not lethal. They go to one, but that we clear their entire board. So I still want to do it.
just making sure. Yep, because they can only go to 4. If they don't block, they have to block both of these. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes.
Yep. The threats are real. And we get to draw a card.
I do love drawing a card.
I know you do. You registered Prophetic Prism that one time.
I've probably registered it more often than that, honestly.
Oh, they should have moved their equipment to the lifelink creature.
That is true.
Ben pointed that out, and obviously, if oh, wait, what happens if our opponent does that? Oh, it's much worse for us, actually, right?
It's a lot worse than they have because it gives one toughness, right? When
Yeah.
it's turned on. So
Prophetic Prism would be better if it only costs 1. Who would ever print a card like that? That's ridiculous. I think this card is much worse in this matchup.
agree.
Kind of think we do want this card in this matchup, actually.
Also agree.
These are kind of bad, actually, based on how the game... Like, I might just put creatures in my deck and cut these.
I don't think they're bad. I think they're still pretty good. What did we cut? The Chill Depths? I might play a Zulaport guy over the other Chill Depths.
Then we have no clerics, but does that matter? We don't have any rogues either, so...
Or adding a rogue, so...
Christ, tears for actually... Yeah, the problem is none of our opponent's creatures actually are ground creatures.
Well, we don't know that. Some of them, I'm sure, are.
Didn't look like it. I kind of just want to get this in because I think it's like...
What are... I guess we have some warriors. Okay, no, do whatever, man.
No,
I also... I still think the Chilling Traps are fine.
Alright, so you want to leave it like this, or you want to get in... I really don't want to put this card in my deck versus them. I think it's actually pretty not good.
I just think the Cleric is really bad. So I'm trying to play something else, and I think Zulaport is the next best card. Maybe the three drop thing is better. It might be. That's reasonable, but
yeah, I'm putting one of these. I'm putting one of these 2 cards in my deck.
Okay. I also would just like for you to put Zulaport in your deck once and cast it so you understand.
I can't wait to draw it versus my opponent's board of only flying creatures.
Oh, then Fog too. You'll be fine.
Great! And then they'll have like a 2/2. Then it'll actually do nothing.
Yeah, the 2/2 Death Touch guy is the big reason why I like Zulaport in the matchup. We didn't see any, but they probably do have one.
All right, you're going in. That game went till turn 11? Our opponent drew a lot of lands, actually. But they still could have won if they had just moved their equipment, right?
I don't think we could have done shit if they had moved their equipment,
Yeah,
honestly.
I think we were actually Lou Dobbs to that.
I don't think... I'm not sure if we were dead on board in a turn, so I think we could just play our guy, and then maybe they have to stare down a little bit, but... They will try to ink eyes us. Yeah, that's a real concern, actually.
Are you ready for Aviation of Sandstalker?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I knew you were ready for it.
Extra toughness because it's 2020.
I don't think that makes it busted.
It doesn't, but the kicker makes it pretty good.
Damn, I wanted to kill that.
I've changed my mind. I'm now ready to kill that thing.
This is a sorcerer, you know that, right?
I do know that. That's what I mean. Instead of Sandstalking, I want to kill that thing.
I agree. Damn, I would have drawn a Cascades here.
Did we end up playing the Zulaport thing or not?
We did not. But I think this is correct anyways, so. Look, it'll be fine. We have 2 Searing Barrages in our hand. Yeah, I think these actually look pretty sweet. I don't like how the swamp and the forest look the same, though.
I haven't paid attention to them. Actually, on Arena, they don't add those.
Yeah, they don't.
So I haven't even seen these lands yet.
Oh my god, look at all... I guess I just play this out.
Barony Wizard. Let's do it.
Baroni. Magnify Swamp? Yep. This looks kind of sweet, actually. So I'm just trading, right?
Yep.
Yeah. If they attack with both, it means I'm not going to get a favorable trade anyways, I think. What if they say go? What am I supposed to do? I don't want to play this into anti-cognition. I think that's like kind of a bad use.
They've shown us the flyer guy, so if they say go, they may have that. Anticoagulation.
Yeah, I did say that at first. So
I feel like vampires would. I mean, these are vampires, right? They would definitely be in the market for anticoagulation.
So should I play this then?
I mean, you could just pass and then spellcraft something if you really are that worried about it. Maybe that's acceptable. I don't know. If you want to spellcraft this 2/2.
All right, I'm gonna say go.
I guess you don't have to. Yeah, I guess if they give us the target, just cast it for not kicker.
Jeez,
well, this works out pretty well.
I think I'm gonna just kill this before they untap because this does actually play around anti-cognition.
I'm honestly thrilled to discover that spellcraft is an instant. I did not know that. I think I've been casting mine at sorcery speed.
Well, it's often correct too because it just pushes so much damage, right?
Right, yeah. Sweet.
All right, you know what it's time for? It's time to attack with Skizix.
It's time to get wrecked by Zulaport guy. That's what's about to happen.
Shut up.
I mean, it'll still be fine. It'll still be like.
Wait, don't we kill both of the creatures even if
it would still be fine.
So shut up! Get out of here!
But it is probably what's going to happen.
Nope. Get wrecked 2 for 1. Yeah. Shrout is full of nonsense all the time. This is what I have to deal with every day.
I mean, we would lose our big thing.
So what? Actually, it wouldn't be great. But so what?
Mm-hmm.
Look at them, leaving up 2 mana every single turn.
They didn't leave it up last turn.
Well, yeah, they thought it was safe. I'm gonna... Okay, so... Since we don't have... No, it can't even counter this anyways.
Yeah, it only counters creatures and planeswalkers.
Alright.
So you can play Pack Beast and then sit on Spellcraft. It is a little awkward about Geyser Mage, but I think that's fine. I think we can just play Pack Beast here. I don't think we actually want to Geyser Mage anyway. So.
I think I still attack, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess I'll see if this gets countered.
Why would it get countered?
I don't know. Right. Let's see what happens. So I was thinking about if they might just chump block, right? Yeah. This was actually a fairly likely outcome, I think.
Yep.
But I think I'm fine with that because we're still slightly ahead in the race as long as this doesn't get killed. You know?
Yep.
Interesting. I smell a spellcraft target. That one has to die.
Yep.
I mean, we only get 1 damage from our barrage, but that's fine. That thing is not acceptable.
That's a nice one. Because we don't really care about bouncing that thing.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. I think bouncing that is not good. And it's a 4-3 right now. Isn't that sick, Shrout?
Considered not casting it and then bouncing the thing. I did consider it. But not out loud or for very long. So yeah, I kind of agree that it was worth deliberating on.
Oh, we're gonna wreckety wreck them. Do you agree this is wreckety wrecking them?
Nope, because I don't use phrases like that.
Yes, you do.
Jarvis, you're putting words in my mouth.
You use the phrase bumbling chucklefuck.
That's not wreckety wreck.
It's basically the same.
It's not even close.
All right, chat. Is bumbling chucklefuck and wreckety wreck similar in execution and usage? Anyways, this worked out really well for us.
Chat's like, I don't understand the question. Shut up, Jarvis.
Hey, they didn't say shut up, Jarvis.
Jarvis is wrong in the dark. Exactly.
Well, so Ben would say that regardless of what the question was, so...
Yeah.
You can't take that as a serious data point. We won the match. All right, Shrout, you're supposed to remind me to do something, which is use the restroom. But then I am going to ask chat which pack they would rather see me open. IMA?
I feel like you told me to remind you to open a pack, and then you just added some other thing, which I was.
Well, hold on.
All right.
I'm going to make a 75-second poll about which pack I should open. Iconic Masters or Zendikar Rising. Also running an ad, and now is a good time for me to use the restroom as well, so I'll be right back. Did literally no one else vote about which pack I should open? Wow. Arya, you had full control over that. All right, everyone.
So that means we get to do the what are you first pick game for a relevant limited format.
Brand new box. You can tell because it still has the Wizards flag on it. All right, time to open it. Audience participation is at an all-time low. It sure is. But, you know, this is how we do it, friends. This is basically an unboxing, because I am literally opening a box. Whoa! Expedition box topper. I had forgotten that this was inside of it. Let's see what's inside of this first. Who's excited? You excited, Shrout?
Pretty excited. I'm watching your stream and hearing you on Zoom, and there's like a 4 second delay. So I heard you go whoa, and I was like,
Whoa!
did a cat just run into Jarvis's room through the window or something? Like I was really hyped
Whoa!
about
Look
what
at
was about to
this.
happen. That is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Kind of neat
It's
looking.
Celestial Colonnade, which is not playable in Modern anymore, but it does look sweet.
That one is boring. What were the cool options?
I don't know. I'm sure Fernando's in the know. Yeah, it's complicated, Mike, but I had to sell off extra stuff. So, yes. There are paper cards. Whoa, this booster feels like it has air inside of it. It's kind of
Well,
puffy.
I asked what would have been the really exciting things to get in the box topper. I can see that one of the answers would be Wasteland.
Wasteland? Wow, I could have opened a Wasteland? Damn. I didn't. Alright. First paper booster of Zendikar Rising. Alright. Ooh, an Angel Warrior token.
Oh, there are fetches too. That's kind of sweet. That's also kind of sweet. What makes those?
Full Art Mountain. The mythic, the white mythic, right? It's a land, but you can pay 4 white to make 2/4/4 angels, right?
Yep. Okay.
And that card's obviously bonkers. Okay, so every pack has a double faced in it. Coney Ambush / tap green source.
That
Pretty good
really
card.
Good.
Umara Mystic, which is currently in our draft deck. Lowell Mage's Domination. The X blue control magic.
Also currently in our draft deck.
Yep.
Do I overvalue that card or
I think you overvalue it probably, but you know.
So would you not first pick it? I guess we don't know what the rare is yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Spare Supplies. Very weird. I mean, it's a very slow 2-for-1, right? Drana's Silencer, which is fine card. Not. It's probably below fine actually, if I had to guess, but
it's pretty unexciting. It costs
Mind Drain, which is the best Mind Rot variant I've seen in a while. Scale.
Card does a very good job of putting 8 cards in your opponent's graveyard.
That's true. Scale the Heights, which is put +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. You gain 2 life. You may play an additional land. Draw a card. Kazim Raptor. I've actually been pretty impressed by this card. It's Windrake with reasonable upside in the late game if you've played one of those things. +2/+2. Combat trick. If it's a warrior, you can attach equipment to it. Okay. 1/1 Death Touch for a single green. It's an elf rogue. 2 in a red.
There's a second Mind Run.
Shock. Shock or Shatter, rather. Alright. Cunning Geyser Mage. 3/2 for 3. Pay 3. Bounce something. Tormenting Voice. Alright. Oh my god. Alright. Tazri Beacon of Unity. It's a mythic.
You fancy. It's probably busted then.
It's probably not busted, but I think it's... Oh shit. It's kind of blurry. Alright. 4 and a white. Legendary creature, human warrior. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature in my party. 2/blue hybrid, 2/black hybrid, 2/red hybrid, 2/green hybrid, 2/... No, it doesn't have the white hybrid. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature, rogue, warrior, wizard, and /or ally cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. The only ally-related card in this set. I don't know. This is like a really expensive draw engine. But it's also 5 mana 4/6 and probably
it's probably a 4 mana 4/6, right? So that's kind of like a sick rate already. I feel like it's probably the pick here over the mind control, the land prey upon effect,
So
and then
I think these are the five
the blue
cards.
red wizard, right?
I
Those are
think these
the
are the
ones.
five cards in consideration, right?
Yes, I agree, and I actually think Geyser Mage is not in consideration just because I would never first pick it over the mind control.
Yeah. So Ben, I think has it right. It's mostly a cheap 4/6, but if it's turn 13, you can dig for some creatures.
Right.
Um.
I mean that's a pretty wide use case, right?
Yeah.
Like
It.
a good mid range body, and then also just like a built in card advantage engine. Like normally you don't get both
Mhm.
of those things out of one card, right? So it's a pretty
Well,
exciting
it's
card.
not that cheap, right? Because it's probably going to be 4 mana, 4/6. I mean, I guess that's relatively cheap. But certainly, if you go to like turn 10 plus, you can start dumping 8 mana into it every turn. And more realistically, you're probably going to dump 7 into it because you're not going to be a mono white deck, right?
Right. Yeah.
So like on like turn 10 plus or whatever, you can start to grind out advantages if there's a board stall. So I think I would probably take Tazri, and then I do agree that the other um I might take Geyser Mage over
McCall
the
likes
mind
ambush a
control.
lot, which is probably defensible.
What?
I don't know. McCullough likes ambush a lot. It
I
seems.
think Ambush is great, like personally.
Uh, I mean, yeah, it is clearly good. It's mostly just good because it's of the low opportunity cost, though.
Right.
I actually think 3 mana sorcery speed prey upon is
It's
like
an
not
instant.
all that exciting.
It's an
It's an
instant.
instant. Holy
Oh,
shit! I
oh
didn't know
my.
that.
Is today going to be the day you learn everything is an instant?
Yes, that's how magic works. That's how
That's
limited
fair.
magic works. Is
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
whether things are instant
So
sorceries.
I'm letting you know it's an instant now, and now you're not going to. Well, actually, let's be real. You're still going to get wrecked by it in limited, but now you know it's at least a possibility,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. All right, cool. The card's a lot better than I thought it was, but actually, it's a land. Yeah, it's mostly a land, I think.
It's mostly a
But
land, but I mean, having a land be a fight spell in the late game is pretty
that is
decent,
true.
right?
But yeah, am I the only one that does that? I can't be, right? Like for the first week or so that a limited format is new, I know I'm going to lose like 7 games or so on average to just like learning what card is an instant that I think is a sorcery or vice versa.
I think that's fine. That's just how magic works, unless if you like literally memorize a spoiler and remember it correctly, right?
Right? Yeah, yeah. But like every set, there's like 4 or 5 cards that get me at once, like with that, and I'm
Did
not
you?
sure that me having this experience in this conversation is going to change that. I probably still have to actually play the game
Yes.
to actually have it stick, but we'll see.
Like, did you know Scorching Dragonfire can hit planeswalkers?
Uh, I did not.
Well, I'm here to tell you it. See, I'm
I don't
such a
think
good
I've.
friend.
I don't think I've actually played with Scorching Dragonfire in constructed. So
Well, unlimited. All right. If this is not a keep, I want a different deck.
wait, which one was Scorching Dragonfire?
One
Was
in
that
a
the
red,
one?
deal 3 to target creature or
Okay,
planeswalker. If it gets
it was
killed,
in
exile it.
Eldraine, right?
Yeah, I think it's in M21 as well, though.
Okay.
Which, actually, did you play M21?
Nope, not a
Well,
single game.
well, there you go.
But I did not have the pleasure of Scorching Dragon firing a no go. I did not get to do that.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not likely you'll get to Scorching Dragonfire and Oko.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben wants us to ban DFCs. I can't tell if he's joking or not. All right, Shrout, we got all of our blue mana.
We did it.
We did it, Reddit.
We're gonna steal something, and then later we're gonna draw Royal Mage and steal something else. It's gonna be great.
Do I have to kill this? Probably not, right?
You don't have to, but
Do
I
you think I
might.
should?
I probably would.
I guess this is our 4 drop. This is our. We have 2 5 drops. Yeah, I guess I'm actually supposed to. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, just to keep tempo, but whatever.
Oh yeah, it is true. If you ever play Magic with people who don't know every card ever, then DFCs are the actual worst because they have to keep taking it out. Oh, can I volcanic hammer that one instead?
And whatever, we have a 1/4. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm
You could
never.
also just play this here and trade with it. I don't hate that either, but I think this is better.
I think this is better as well. Question is, do I
I mean,
block? Probably not. Well, let's see what they do.
I don't know the effects in this set well enough to say whether you should or shouldn't block. I'm inclined to say you should actually. Like
Because our hand's so good
I
at
can't think
grinding
of
that if we give it up, it's fine.
yeah, like I think if they spend their turn, I think it's likely that they would have to spend their turn doing something that is beneficial to them, and I think that's a fine exchange for us.
Right.
I mean, taking modal cards in and out of sleeves isn't like the biggest deal in the world. I don't think it's like a huge.
Actually, I know someone who got a game lost for taking Delver of Secrets in and out of his sleeve like 1,000 times, and that sleeve became marked.
That sucks. I vote we no longer block.
I also vote we no longer block. Real question is, what do I do this turn? I think it was Costa, yeah.
It's interesting. I don't love spellcraft here. And I'm not sure about just taking the turn off to draw cards because we'd have to discard if we did that. So I'm leaning towards just playing Seer.
So if we play Seer, we're attacking for 4, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right. This would be a situation where Chilling Trap would actually be really good.
It would. I agree. We also can just not attack for 4. Are you sure we're attacking for 4? Because that opens us up to like a lot of trouble. If they
That's
just clear,
fair.
if they
Yeah.
clear, we're suddenly on the back foot.
I changed my mind. Because we have a draw 3. Oh, well, this ended up kind of bad, actually. What are the tricks that blow us out here?
I have no idea.
Do you think I should just double block?
I kind of want to.
Right. I think if we get to play all of these spells, we're gonna win. So that's why I want to like kind of lengthen the game out.
A +3/+2 would have been real good here. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea how risky the block is. I don't know what the tricks are in this set. So,
well, we played perfectly and didn't get punished, so it all worked out,
yeah,
right?
that works.
I could just bounce that now. That's really appealing, actually, right? I could also just steal it, right?
I mean, yeah, stealing is probably better, actually.
Because then they have to move the equipment off of it? Yeah.
Right, because we don't want them to replay it and draw another card because it looks like they're stuck on lands. So,
okay, this was probably the best use case for this card.
that's what the card does. Steal shit, Try it on the card.
Well, sometimes you shouldn't play around combat tricks. Okay, nice. Now we get to steal a lot of tempo, right? Oh. Do I want to do that still? Probably.
I mean, we can attack. We can attack first and see what they do. If we can, let's just attack, and then if they let us Chilling Trap, we Chilling Trap. And then if they don't let us Chilling Trap, then we can Geyser Mage it.
They're gonna block. Whoa, they didn't block. Alright. I guess they're scared of the combat tricks. I don't know. It feels like her opponent's dead.
Yeah, this feels alright.
God, that's a wizard? I want a cleric for this.
He probably wanted a wizard because he has mostly clerics.
You don't like
Actually, he wanted a
this?
cleric because he has this expedition healer.
What would you have done, Ben? Kind of curious what Ben would have done, but
Mm-hmm. This definitely feels like a spot where we're so far ahead that it like probably isn't going to affect whether we win the game. But yeah, there is probably a tighter way to approach these turns.
do I cast Searing Barrage first, or do I just attack first? Or do I just cast this first?
What would you barrage if you cast Searing Barrage? I don't get.
I would kill this one, right?
I mean, that's the one they're likely to block with, so you can Chilling Trap that one. I'd probably just attack.
All right.
I think that using our spellcraft here is sketchy.
So you want to trap this now, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think I would still do it. Just keep the body. Hey, now.
So I just cast this, rebuy this, right?
Yeah.
Because we can just hammer them.
I actually was gonna say you should rebuy the mind control, but it's probably.
I'm pretty sure the lava axe is better.
Yeah, but the memes, Jarvis.
What memes?
I literally at the beginning of the game said that we're gonna steal a thing and then later draw Royal Mage and then steal another thing.
Yo, what's up? Shop, shop, shop. What's the best way to play this?
Fast and loose. I would spellcraft the non-lifelink guy.
Okay. Draft's fine. Alright. I did not want to play this game anymore because they are basically dead. Yep. I think we won when we stole their adept.
Yep. I mean, I think if we just erupt face net and turn her by sideways, that would have been good enough as well. But...
yeah, possibly. Alright, so what did they show us? A bunch of tutus? So this looks really good. This is like okay. What's a best of 2 draft? I'm memeing a little bit, obviously.
There are. I believe there are best of 2 drafts on Arena.
Well, the joke is, how does a best of 2 work?
Yeah, I understood the joke. I was answering the question.
Yeah, but all right, screw you. I kind of wanted. Well, actually, these size well, right? Versus them.
Yeah.
What should I actually take out?
I wouldn't make any like big dramatic changes. I feel like we're actually pretty well set up already.
Okay, I'm gonna just take these out of my deck then and just submit again.
This seems fine.
Actually, this might be good because this is a 2/3 versus 2/2s.
Over. Do we think the pack beast is not all that important?
Yeah. All right, I'm doing that then. BO2 is a thing in chess. Yeah. If Duelist is a thing, this would be the matchup for it. But I don't think Duelist is a thing. So screw you, Shrout.
Duelist is a thing. I mean, I just think that the stream of unconsciousness is just like a better than Duelist in this matchup. So
I guess I keep, but this is like pretty low end, right?
Yeah, I'm vaguely. I kind of wanted to mulligan that, but this is fine.
Perfect. Do I just play this tapped?
Yeah.
Akum Teeth.
We don't. Do we have any way to pick it up in this matchup or in
No,
this deck? We don't, do we?
not in our deck. Perfect card to go with our two travel. Yo, Matt, welcome back. That's one sub towards the paper booster. Julian.
Jarvis. What's up with his overlay?
Oh, I have paper boosters at my house. Julian keeps claiming something's wrong with it. Whoa, what is this? Okay, mostly 3 for 3. Julian, you're literally the only one who complains about it.
Not enough game. Now I got to pull up the stream and look. You got me curious. There is a lot of real estate being taken up with horse shit, and not much being taken up with Magic the Gathering. I do see what he's talking about. I think part of that is it's compounded by Magic Online having the same problem.
All right, Julian. Someday I'll get you to come here and tell me how to fix it exactly, and I'll do exactly what you say. If you are not offering that, then I'm not going to do it. I think that's a fair compromise. What do you think, Shrout?
Yeah, could be. Just remove all the horse shit. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Probably the horse shit serves a purpose. I didn't really look at what the horse shit was. That's a good point. I mean, I am beautiful, so
You are?
that's what I've heard. Anyway,
Did your mom tell you that or what?
probably yeah. That probably is where I heard it. Now that I think about it. So these 1/3s look like shit. So that's not
Yeah,
good.
it's unfortunate.
This is just about the most awkward thing imaginable.
I think I'm going to block both of these and just cast both my traps. Is that crazy?
A little. I would just use one trap. I might. I think I like blocking with both, and then only trapping one. Actually, are we? This is the same thing that happened in our first match. Uh, uh, are we spellcrafting this 5/4? Because if we are, we should block the other things.
I guess that makes sense, actually.
So you could block both things, trap both things, untap and spellcraft.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to do that then.
And then you have a lot of breathing room.
Yeah.
Your chilling traps don't draw cards, so they look kind of bad, but whatever. This is not a very efficient like card economy wise, this is pretty sketch, but
I just don't want to take like 8 damage. I think that's like pretty risky.
imagine if those were Zulaport duelists. Yep.
God damn it, Ben. Whose side are you on, Ben?
It'd be a lot better.
What? Why would you even cast that there?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
See, I offered to let Julian fix it, and then he didn't respond.
Smart.
So I'm just not going to do it. Because I don't know exactly what the problem is. You're busy? Well, then, like, here's a really annoying thing that people do is claim that there's a problem and never come around to fixing it. And I actually find that really annoying when people do that. So, I guess I cast this.
I'm probably taking the 3/1 rather than just like going to 2, right? Like you want to take the one that's untapped.
All right, fine. Oops, I can't tap like that, can I? It's really not looking good for us.
Nope.
Steel wizard. That is a wizard. I don't love that. Really? Shouldn't you just indestructible that one?
Who knows? Maybe they don't have equipment.
Regardless, I'm making this block anyways. Ah, okay, I was probably never beating that then. What happens if I bounce something? I die?
You die.
Very good. Alright. Very good.
Take good blow. So those clerics suck.
Oh, our opponent played nothing but 3-power creatures.
Yep.
Like 3/3s. I don't like. I still think they have 2/2s. Like this is a 2/2, but they also have a. I don't know.
They have an awful lot of 3-power creatures. So.
Oh, we only had 2 in our deck.
Yeah,
just like variants. Maybe I should put this in. All right, Shrout, you're getting your wish.
Sweet. Is there anything else of interest?
I don't think so, right?
Nah, not really.
You're still down to do one more draft after this, right?
Yep.
All right. Play Pack Beast over Cleric. That's actually reasonable, I think.
Okay.
Well, because of the chilling traps, right?
Yeah, sure. I was sort of say, isn't Pack Beast kind of the same as Cleric because we don't have any
No,
other
it's not
but,
actually.
But yeah, it's a wizard for the chilling traps. Yeah. 2/1 party, dude.
All right, this is a pretty easy keep.
Now I've got the Ninja Turtles theme song stuck in my head.
Seems like a pretty terrible legacy deck. Did I promise legacy in the Twitch title? I don't think I did. Looking forward to Duelist doing nothing. Yo, Cuddy's Gem, what's up? We're playing some Best of 3 Limited on the Boomer client, where I'm going to play enough Limited to redeem sets.
Boomer client is best client. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
I agree, but I was just saying that to be facetious. Should I just play this on turn 1? Probably not. I need blue sources.
Yes, I would.
No, here's the problem with this hand. I actually need blue sources for that.
You also need 6 lands to kick Royal Mage. You're going to want to make all your land drops, so I would.
Don't I just have that option on turn 4?
Do whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I think it's actually really bad to play this on turn 1.
Okay.
Maybe not really bad, but I think it's kind of bad.
Can we play it now?
I kind of just want to play the 2-1.
Oh, I would not do that. We have.
Really? God, I just want to attack them so bad. All right, fine.
In what world are you going to attack? You might get in 2 damage against their lifelink guy, and then they'll play a 3/3, and then you're just like, oh.
Really wish I had played it.
Now play a 3-drop, and you'll be fine.
I'm gonna call their bluff because I don't think this is like really that critical to my game plan. They
Right.
spend a turn using a combat trick, killing it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
All right. That is trading card for card, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with that exchange as well.
I think I'm just gonna bottom that. I think a second and third blue source are much better than drawing this card.
Agree.
Like actually, any land lets me enables an attack for 8.
You're right. I mean, the exciting thing about that card is it draws a card, and putting it on the
But
bottom is
we have to spend a mana to draw a card.
Right.
I don't think that's like.
Also, we can just put it on the bottom of our deck, and that's the same as drawing a card.
Should I block? You didn't fall for the bait. Okay, now what?
Now,
just kick this attack with it, right?
That's kind of what I want to do, yeah.
Yeah. So, damage you. Thank God limited? Doesn't it say limited in the title? I don't understand.
I kind of wanted to attack with both things, but...
That sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Actually, does it?
No, it's probably wrong. It's what I wanted to do, but it's probably wrong. I think this is actually, thinking about it more, it's probably safer to just do it like this.
I'm going to offer the trade here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I want to steal something.
Well, there's only one thing we can steal.
Yeah, so that's not ideal, but that's still what I want to do. So I want to set up Royal Mage, like steal something, Royal Mage, steal something. You want to attack first?
No, if I attack for, like, then we have nothing to steal, and their block is decent, right?
Well, we could into the Royal if they double blocked. So I think that's what they were going for there, but which probably would make sense. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should have done that then.
Nice, free cards.
It's not bad. So I have to be wary of the, oh, what does that change? This costs 4, and then I'll have Into the Royal up. So it forces, okay, this looks pretty good, right? If I cast this attack with these two, they have to block. They probably have to double on this, and then Into the Royal sort of ruins them. I guess they could double block this, but it's the same effect, right?
That does look pretty good, yeah.
Sick draw. 5-4 haste. 5-4 haste.
What happens if we attack with... Yeah, that's not good.
No, because they just block here, right?
Yep.
I think there's actually a good chance. What happens if I just bounce the 3-3 right now? Well, they still don't lose, right? Because they just block here, and then I could hypothetically die.
You get to push 2 damage, and I mean, but this is fine too, right? Because now we sit on Into the Royal versus Shenanigans.
This card looking good. Alright, fine. I'm going to admit that I should have just played this on turn 1.
I still think this deck wanted a 19 planned.
I think I'm going to disagree about that, but... Yeah, I did want to play the 2-1 on turn 2, but... I think the way this game played out, playing the 2-1 on turn 2 would have been really good, actually. And I think that's going to just be true more often than not.
I mean, I was definitely greeting for sure because I was like, we have dominate in our hand. We should like not blow our anarchist when we haven't used dominate yet.
So many things have to go right for even it to look like that, I think.
Yeah, but
That
it all went right. So scoreboard.
exactly. I think the 2-1 just takes so long to do its thing. That's why. I agree. What does this do?
Just a big flyer.
So I'm just gonna bounce this, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So now we'll see if they have a protection spell, Sajuri Shelter.
Which wouldn't even be that good. I mean, it'd be decent, but
So what happens if I attack with everything?
well, now they get blown the fuck out. So, but I would just attack with the 5 power guys. There's no reason to get the 2/2 involved.
Am I supposed to play this first?
Probably. It pains me.
So
I think,
remember when I wanted to play this on turn two? Goddamn.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to. I mean,
I think it's really good to play it first.
I mean,
Actually.
really, you're just getting the card, and what is the card that big a deal? But also, the likelihood that we actually need to get something out of the graveyard is super low. The other issue is just playing it first is like beyond transparent, so that's a thing too. But
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to disagree with you there, but yeah, that one. Good draw. All right. Your turn, opponent. Your turn. The Wrath costs 6 white. It was on my radar. All right.
what is the wrath? Oh, it's the
Undo Invasion, I think it's what it's called.
yeah, inversion.
Inversion?
Mhm.
What is it inverting exactly?
I think flavor-wise, there's Ondu is like a big plot of land, like it's a plains, right?
Right.
And it's basically it's floating up into the air and then turning upside down.
Okay. So everyone's like falling off of it.
I think is what's going on
right.
there. Yeah, I'm not really clear.
All right. So that's draft 1. Let's start a second one.